Let's face it, stress is a normal part of life. There are times that small amounts of stress or a little bit of stress can actually help you perform better. And other times when you experience chronic stress, it actually is worse for your body. We talked about previously the response, the fight or flight response, when we have a lot of stress in our life. The result is the production of cortisol. Cortisol actually makes you feel hungry. So if you have ever experienced high amounts of stress and shortly after experienced cravings as well, this is due to the secretion of cortisol in your body. Simple carbohydrates like the ones we talked about last week that are high in sugar or high in fat are quick highs. They cause a spike in your blood levels, which makes you crave them more. So those times where you're stressed, you look for that quick fix, that sort of energy to help you get through these stressful times. One of the biggest things you can do to ensure that you're going to continue to have success on this weight loss journey is to establish a difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. Physical hunger is a gradual process. It happens a little at a time. It doesn't just hit you like all of a sudden you need to eat. Instead, it's a gradual process. You can push it back at a half an hour or an hour, and it's just going to incrementally start to grow. You're also open to a wide variety of foods. Anything sounds good. And once you have actually eaten, that hunger goes away. These are all signs that you're physically hungry. Emotional hunger is quite a bit different. It happens on the spur of the moment. Think about it. You're high stressed, you're put a lot of pressure on at work, or you have a lot going on, and all of a sudden a banana chocolate chip muffin sounds so good and you can't get your mind off of it. This happens quickly and abruptly, and it's usually one certain type of food that you're craving. This hunger comes from the mind. And normally, after you eat that cookie, the muffin, the ice cream, whatever it is that you are craving, you actually still feel hungry. That's one big difference between physical and emotional hunger. Physical hunger can be soothed by eating a whole, nutritious variety of foods. And emotional hunger has that certain food that you have to have, and even after you have it, you're not satisfied. 2 out of every 5 people experience cravings and eating emotionally. It's a big enough problem that it's something that we need to address and draw our attention to. I recommend understanding what your triggers are for eating emotionally and making a chart as simple as this and putting it on your refrigerator. Write out different feelings and maybe how that affects your hunger levels. For example, I personally know when I'm extra sleepy, I feel like eating a snack. So I have a list of other things I can do instead of eating in that moment. You get the point. So make this tailored to you and what's going to work with your life. Next time you experience those emotions, you can refer to your chart that's sitting right on your cupboard or right on your refrigerator and just reflect. Take 15 minutes before you decide to actually eat. First, determine if you're physically hungry or emotionally hungry. Next, determine what emotion you're feeling in that moment. Then look at alternatives to something else you can do instead of eating at that moment. Remember that food is never going to fix the problem that you're experiencing emotionally. Food will either numb the pain or put you into a short food coma just so you forget about it temporarily. But that problem, that issue, is still going to be residing within you. So long term, it does you no good. In fact, a lot of times after binge eating or smashing on something that you know you shouldn't have had, you end up feeling worse about yourself and the situation. Think of some positive ways to handle your emotions, such as yoga, meditation, going for a walk, spending time outside, preferably in the sunshine, calling and talking to a friend or a family member if you're lonely, and finding something to do if you're just bored. Think about alternatives you can do to handle your stress. If you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me. Check your email for your understanding quiz and have a great week.